just saw our fender. It's flapping in the wind. Just find a safe spot to pull over. Yeah, that wind has picked back up. I hate when this. Oh, what the? We have a serious problem.
What?
I didn't even like realize this at first, but a tire is completely gone.
No way.
On the RV, like completely gone. Did you feel anything at all? Like any?
No.
I'm not sure what to do. Come out and look at this.
Okay, I'm scared.
Yeah, it's crazy. I seriously can't believe this. Like, the tire is completely gone.
Oh my god.
It's completely gone.
It's smoking.
Yeah. Which probably means that, like, I'm assuming that bearing, like, seized up, or I don't know.
Well, how come our TPMS didn't go off?
I don't know. It should have went off. Does it say anything on there?
No.
Okay, we've never had anything this catastrophic on travel for us. Like, we've never had something like this. You know, this isn't just a flat tire or you know, something that can be fixed in a few hours. Like this, the complete hub assembly is gone. You know, the studs that hold the wheel on, the rotor, like there's a lot of components that are just gone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how that even happened.
I have no idea how that happened.
We're gonna have to get all new components for that and then have somebody be able to put that on. I mean, we're talking days and days. I can't believe that's so crazy that, like, you don't even feel
it.
Yeah, you can't feel a tire completely gone. Okay, so our options, I was thinking about taking the e-bike and going back down the highway to see if, like, the tire is there, or I don't know, to see if anything can be salvaged. I think we need to call MoreRide because they're the ones that have the components and parts for this.
And look up service people in the area.
I don't even know where we are. We're like in the middle of nowhere.
And I want to say we just left Love's, like, how far have we been driving? 40 miles?
Like, when I walked back there, I didn't even register that there's a complete tire missing for, like, it was like 10 seconds went by and I'm like, it just hit me.
Yeah.
Okay, time to get to work.
Two men just drove up in a truck, a city truck, worker truck. I don't know what kind of a truck it is. There's equipment on it. And they are talking to Aaron right now, looking at the missing wheel. I wish I could hear what they're saying. I'm going to just sit here with the doggies, though, because they're going to get really anxious. But hopefully they can point us in some right directions. We did see a big towing company and truck service location business that's pretty close, like 8 miles away, which when you're in the middle of nowhere, 8 miles away is very close. I don't know, I'm feeling optimistic that these nice men are literally putting their head under the RV right now and taking a look up there. I think they found something of ours on the side of the road. I saw them carrying some big metal piece, like something that flew off of our truck or our RV. I don't know how they knew it was ours or came to find us, but it looks like they found that missing piece and came to find us.
The tire got so hot, the rotor kicked out, started a little fire on the side of the road, and the DOT called in a fire truck here in Draper, which came back to us with the rotor. So they're bringing us, they actually have a shop up the road, and the guy cuts, welds, and works on RVs. He's been doing it all summer.
One of these guys?
Yeah.
What are the odds?
I know, like within 5 minutes of being pulled over, they came back with this half a rotor and It was a mile up the road.
Yeah, they said it was so hot, obviously, like being on fire. They had to let it sit for a while before they could touch it and pick it up. And man, they were like right behind us. They came, we were just starting to look up like service areas nearby, and they came perfect timing. I think we're about to get into a really stressful period. And they came and they're so calm, and they're just happy that this didn't happen yesterday. Because remember all that wind we were talking about yesterday?
Yeah.
They said that little fire would have spread and caused a really big fire had it been windy like yesterday.
So we're gonna follow these guys, and they're gonna help us out. It has been a whirlwind hour. That's all I can say. I mean, it's just, you just don't expect stuff like this to kind of pop out of the blue. And when it does, it can shake you.
I feel like we're really lucky.
You know, first of all, the RV rode on 3 wheels perfectly fine. So like the tires and the suspension, all that rode fine. Like it actually, those 3 tires held it up level. Yeah. So that's kind of why we didn't notice anything.
We didn't feel anything.
Yeah, and luckily, you know, we just happened to see the fender flapping in the back. And luckily again, there's a machine shop. We're here at Ray's Welding and Machine Shop in Draper, South Dakota, with population 38 people, and you know, they're just gonna allow us to stay here until we can get parts shipped in from Moride to get, you know, the whole new assembly we're gonna need, because the rotor's gone, the axle, not the axle, but the spindle, the hub assembly, the brake pad, like all of that, and the caliper is still there, but like it's really, you know, 75% incomplete.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, but this is our home for minimum the next 2 or 3 days. We're literally going to be parking in a field here in Draper, South Dakota, and I can't believe it.
I'm grateful for a few things. One, safety first of us and everybody else on the highway. That could have easily caused an accident. The fire, luckily, was minimal, didn't spread. That could have been an incident on its own.
As windy as it is today and, you know, yesterday. 3,
how lucky are we that we had those 2 city workers? They were, like, on call for the fire department, basically. Ray happens to be the mayor here.
No, Kent was the mayor.
Oh, Kent.
Ray's the owner of the machine shop.
Kent is the mayor. So it's like all hands on deck here. Luckily, we have a place to stay. Like, all of those situations could easily be upside down.
Yeah, this is crazy. So the next steps, we're going to basically move our RV. Luckily, it still drives. I can't believe it. Like, you think a tire is completely gone on your RV. You think that it's not moving anywhere. Mm-hmm. And we can actually move the RV. You know, obviously, we don't want to be driving down the highway, but like, it's, you know, we drove a mile here. So we're going to park behind the shop here and wait for the parts to show up. And I don't know what we're going to do, because we're literally in the middle of nowhere.
How did the phone call go with Moride? Did they sound like they understood exactly what we need?
Kinda. I sent them some more information. They're gonna get the warranty department kind of involved, and they said they're gonna try to overnight the parts out. So it's late in the day. Oh, back there, it's, you know, the day is almost, work day is almost done. A lot of people are almost heading home. So it's
okay.
So that's it.
And another thing, I'm grateful that this happened at noon and not at dusk.
Yeah, imagine if nobody was around, or if that fire would have spread because, you know, nobody noticed, and I mean, it was pitch black out. Like, This could have been way worse.
Way worse.
Did that just go off?
Yeah, for the first time.
2 hours later.
2 hours later.
Okay, I'm gonna have you back up just a little bit. Be careful. This is going to be home for the next couple days at least. I mean, minimum of 2 days. We're going to be waiting for parts and then however long assembly takes. But actually quite a beautiful view here, South Dakota. We got the rolling hills. Sun's going to set over that way on the other side of that grain silo or whatever that is. And it's actually quite beautiful. So I think our next step is I want to maybe go try to find that tire. It's about a mile down the road. They found the piece of the rotor by the fire that it started. So they put that out right away. And, you know, the tire can't be too far off of that. I don't know if it's a lost cause, but we got to give it a shot. So we're going to go try to find that tire and any other components that are there. Well, we're 5 miles back on the highway. We just took a frontage road. We're about to go back on the highway and kind of do a slow search for the tire.
We're on a recon mission.
Chris spotted one right away, and that looks like I thought maybe that was it, but we're too far back.
This one looks a little larger than
that. Looks like a semi tire, but it looks brand new. We're gonna head up the frontage road, and I don't know. This is gonna be a needle in a haystack, I guess. I mean, if you think about it. But I mean, you could just picture like look at this. Look how far a tire could roll down into somebody's, farmland.
Yeah, that's why the guys said they suspected it's in
somebody's
field.
Yeah. I mean, it literally could be anywhere. So this is the burn mark right here. It's huge. You can see it started, well, we don't know where it started. It could be in here. That's why it didn't start a fire, because it went right into the water. See all those cattails? Yeah. That's all water. Well, we searched at least 2 miles up and down around the burn site, and we didn't see the tire at all. We saw a bunch of other junk, but I can't believe, we just walked up and down the entire ditch for an hour and a half and didn't see anything.
Man, those weeds are tall too.
Yeah, so I don't know. Might come back and look again. I'm not sure. I can't believe that this tire is just gone. But I mean, there's a lot of variables to where it could go.
Yeah, there are so many variables to the kinetic path of that unknown tire.
The kinetic path. So we'll update everybody when we find out a little bit more. Well, good morning. This is day 3, technically, in Draper, South Dakota. We've only spent 2 nights here, and it's actually a quaint, pretty space to spend some time. Luckily, everything is moving forward so far as much as it can be. The parts were overnighted yesterday, and they're on schedule en route to be here anywhere between 11 and 1 o'clock. We had a little bit of trouble getting a new wheel and a new tire because those are kind of a special order part, so those are 7 to 10 days out. But MoreRide did overnight all of the components, hopefully to get the spare tire put back on and to get us going down the road. So we don't know what today is going to exactly look like, but as long as the parts show up here anytime, the shop is ready to kind of tackle this job. It's not something they normally do, but we're going to try to limp the RV back up closer to the shop, and they're going to try to replace the components, get that spare tire put on, and then I think we'll be leaving here tomorrow morning, as long as everything goes as it should. The weather's been a little weird here. Yesterday was a high of 85 and just almost like sweltering, and then today it's like a high of 65 and 48 this morning.
My fingers are numb. I wore my big puppy coat this morning. You know, it is really pretty to walk around here. With all things considered, we did get lucky with where we landed. I have this big open window here. I'm just watching for FedEx out here, out the window. Anytime I see a car, I'm like, who is that? What are they doing? Sounds like Erin wants to stay here forever.
It's pretty, but once the snow comes, I don't think I want to be around these parts.
No, it'd be so cold and windy and just like nobody here. It'd be a really lonely winter here.
So we'll check back in later, hopefully when the parts are getting put on and we're getting all fixed up. It's showtime. Everything showed up, and it looks like it's all the right stuff. So
yeah, you got to take a peek at it?
Yeah, they already have it all in box. It must have came like a half hour ago. So they unboxed it. They're already prepping the hub with the, you know, you got to pack the bearings and you got to put that in there, the seal and all that. So they're already getting.
They're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're pretty much ready here. We just got some trash to take out and some slides to pop in.
Yeah. Let's get rocking.
Okay.
Down an old country road for a couple miles, and we're just gonna kind of make sure everything is working as it should before we head out tomorrow morning and go on, you know, the rest rest of our big journey. And then we'll come up to a turnaround here in just about a mile. We'll stop and check it out. Take a look back here. Still on there. That's good. Now, I have a temp gun and I've gotten out of the habit of checking the temp. I did it actually when we first got this fifth wheel, but I haven't really done it much after that. So it's a good practice. I don't know how many people do it or not, but if you take your temp gun, you can check your brakes, your hub bearing, and get a quick reading, you know, every time you get fuel. So far it looks okay. From breakdown on the side of the highway to road-ready repair in just about 48 hours, which is pretty amazing considering the many possible directions this incident could have taken us. I want to thank you all for the hundreds of stories, comments, and advice that was shared on the last video. I encourage you to share the same on this one as well, and I can only imagine that thousands of RVers that this might possibly help in the future to avoid a situation like this. I also want to thank MoRide for covering these parts under warranty, their expedited and accurate shipping, as well as their prompt customer service. We could have easily been stuck in Draper, South Dakota for a week or more, but ended up only being slightly delayed for a couple of days. Watching this footage back really does put this into perspective how lucky we were that no one got hurt, we didn't cause a major highway accident, and we didn't burn down half of South Dakota in the process. This incident has left us with more questions than answers, and I know we are all looking for the smoking gun, but unfortunately, all we have is a smoking spindle assembly. But I would like to address some of what we did learn. First off, what could have caused the initial problem? Some of the speculation in the comment section was lack of proper maintenance, wrong torque specs, lack of grease, stuck brake caliper causing the overheating, defective parts, missing parts, or human error during assembly. And unfortunately, by the time we pulled over, everything had gotten so hot that it was either missing completely or mostly melted together. So we can definitely see that it was some sort of overheating issue, but what caused it initially to overheat is kind of a guess at this point. We did have our bearings repacked and calipers serviced earlier this summer after about a year of ownership and around 14,000 miles. While most manufacturers recommend this service yearly or between 10 and 15,000 miles, it's important to check your exact make and model RV for their recommendations. We even had some commenters say they do it as early as every 5,000 miles. So while any of these previously mentioned culprits could have been the issue, or even a combination of the issues, it's hard to pinpoint it after the fact. So while not doing your RV's recommended maintenance is eventually a certain recipe for disaster, you could see even while doing it, you could still run into a possible situation like this. So what should you do to help prevent this? Well, the number one comment, and I like to think the most important that came out of this, is to physically check your trailer wheel hub temperatures, either by hand or with a temp heat gun at every stop you make. If I would have done this at the last gas station we were at, I probably would have noticed one of the wheels were much hotter than the others, and we might have been able to avoid a lot of this situation. I even travel with an extra set of wheel bearings and seals in the event of a problem like this, so I don't have to try and find those parts at a store after the fact. Pre-trip checks of tire PSI, lug nut torque, lights, and overall visual checks are encouraged as well. I also want to address the tire pressure monitor situation. We had previously had our TPMS alert us of no signal coming from one of the tires. In each of the situations, it ended up being a dead battery. What we didn't know was that it didn't alert you instantly about the signal loss, but rather could take a couple hours. This is by their design and not a defect in their product, although I would like to see that changed. We had some commenters say that their systems do alert them of signal loss, so it's important to check the specs on your system to see how it operates. Also, your TPMS should alert you of high temperatures, which in theory would have caught our problem before the wheel came off. But ours did not, for unknown reasons. I think the takeaway here is that tire pressure monitor systems are a great addition to your tool belt and should be used, but not the sole device you rely on for your safety. Man, I still can't believe we didn't find that missing tire. But we do eventually make it to our intended destination of the Badlands for some much needed peaceful dry camping, and I hope you join us next week as the adventures continue. I appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hello everyone, and happy holidays. With 2025 right around the corner, this is the time of year where some of us may be tempted to try to stick to a rigid diet or an overly strenuous workout program. This approach can fuel the yo-yo diet mentality, and it can be really hard to stick to. Not only is it hard mentally, but can actually harm your body composition and drive you a little bit crazy in the process. If you're looking to do something different this year, something that's easy and something that has sustainable, lifelong results, consider joining the PNP community this January for our Progress Not Perfection Challenge. The Progress Not Perfection Group Challenge starts on January 6th and is a sensible approach to getting stronger, improving body composition, simplifying nutrition, and feeling your best physically and mentally. You'll get accountability, a travel-friendly strength training program, cardio and step goals, a habit-based nutrition curriculum, and access to my private Facebook group. Sign up today using the link in the description and using the code IRENE to save $15 on your enrollment. I'll see you there soon.